Hello, boys, hello, girls, hello, MBs, and welcome back to the judgiest place on the internet. My name is Josh.
My name is Rick.
And my name is Christian.
And we are
The
Judgies. And we have a wonderful guest, which means I have to read a little poem
I was
for our guest.
so worried on the way here. I'm like, do we have time for Josh to whip up a poem?
Of course we had time for me to whip up a poem. Who do you call when you need a repair? Who is it that raised over $2 million for gender-affirming care? Who is it that came to our town for Ottawa Pride? And who is it that when my mom talked to her this morning, my mom cried? It's Mercury Stardust, the trans handyman herself. Oh, and while you're here, can you help me fix this shelf? I think there's a chimney behind this wall, and it doesn't hang right. But back to the poem, though there isn't much left to say, let's make like Olive Garden breadsticks, and let's make this podcast a little more gay.
Oh, wow. That was so good.
There we go.
I am always so impressed by your poems, Joshua.
Yeah. That was impressive.
I didn't even have to boo
notice.
any of your
Why
slant
would you?
rhymes.
That was just beautiful.
Thank you.
Well researched too. Impressed.
That's what I do. But we're very glad to have you on the show.
Very glad.
Long time coming.
Yeah, I'm so happy to be here. Yeah, I'm in a place doing the things with people I watch online.
That's how
It's
I feel too.
strange.
Like even just seeing you earlier today speaking, I was like, we're mutuals. I know them.
It is weird, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
it's genuinely kind of weird when you meet people. Like, I feel like I know you three already,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
we don't know
Not
each
at all.
other.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very weird. Yeah, especially when you're mutuals because, like, you've seen my content, I've seen your content, so it feels a little bit more like we've talked, but we don't know each other.
You don't know anything at all. You don't even know the name of this town.
I don't. I genuinely don't.
That's all right.
But yeah, you spoke at the Ottawa Pride Fest over in Ottawa, Illinois. Wonderful little speech. And you're doing like a little, like, is it mainly just like the touring, like getting like your book sales up? Is like that the point, or was it a little bit of?
Today was primarily just the pride itself.
Yeah.
I really like doing small prides. Like I'm kind of obsessed with small communities, especially the ones that are like willing to do prides in like a town of like less than 20,000 people.
Yeah.
The absolute gonads it takes to like be able to be like, yeah, no, we're going to do this in a town where like shit could go wrong pretty bad.
Yeah.
I love that kind of stuff because in like Chicago, Milwaukee, Minneapolis, those prides, I've done them all. They're all huge and you get lost as an entertainer, as a speaker. No one really thinks twice. Sure. And you don't really have the impact you wish you could.
Yeah.
You go to a small town like Ottawa, Illinois, and you're like, it is an impact. Like
Yeah.
you can feel people feel encouraged to be themselves. And that's beautiful. So that's like, we only can do a handful of prides a year because, you know, June is only so long, you know, so I choose to do smaller, shorter prides like this.
That's
That's
awesome.
really cool of you.
That's very,
Oh,
very
thank
cool.
you.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of those people will like literally remember that for the rest of their lives.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was really cool. Also, the personal stories you get is
Yeah.
nuts. Like,
Oh, I believe it.
I almost felt the same. When during your speech, you kind of talked about like your high school experience. And I was like insane of like, even when we were in high school, it's like nobody really talked about being openly gay. And so it's like, it's insane just to hear your story. And like,
Yeah.
it's
Well,
wild.
When I came out as a gay kid at like 16, it was like a big time event.
Yeah.
They had like a school seminar and shit about it. And like,
Whoa.
yeah, because like the school itself didn't know how to handle it because this was like circa 2004.
Okay.
You know, and I was like dating somebody and it was a big scam. It was just weird. And when I wanted to start a GSA, my vice principal told me, I mean, there's like only one of you. So like, what's the point?
Yeah.
And like, why do you want to rock the boat? And it's wild, wild to say shit like that.
Yeah.
You know, representation really does matter.
Absolutely.
Oh, for sure. And I really resonated too because you said you were from a really small town of over 300.
Yeah, my 387 people is where I was living. Yeah.
Yeah, I am also from a tiny town. I had less than 700, but my town had its own high school, and I graduated with 15.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, you beat me.
So like but I get it. Like when you're like, oh, one small thing happens at lunchtime. By the end of the school day, the entire town knows, not just the rest of the class or the rest of the school. the whole town knows by the end of the day.
Their parents know, the mayor knows.
Yes.
You know, it's
Yeah.
pretty wild. That's why I frame the story that I do. You know, I talk about like my next door neighbor was both the town mayor and the town plumber.
Yeah.
You know,
Literally, my mom's next door neighbor is the town mortician and the town clown. Like, literally, he's a clown that goes to our local fairs. How terrifying.
I don't think those two should mix.
No.
I know.
Don't.
It's a nightmare.
What if you accidentally forget which one you're at?
Yeah.
Like, what if you get confused and you're
I
wearing a
know.
clown nose?
I know.
You pull up to the child party with your clown bag. It's your mortician bag. You got your body saws.
It's a sitcom. It's writing itself, folks. Get on it. Sitcom writers that are currently on strike, get on it.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Where's my scabs at?
Where are my
Hey,
scabs? Cross the line. Write it.
So, Joshua, we don't just shoot the shit on this podcast.
That's right. We also podcast on this podcast. And what that entails is going online and finding silly little stories. And sometimes Erica's the one who does that.
That was so loud.
So loud.
What happened? The clap was so quiet. That was so loud.
When was the clap?
At the end of your poem.
I didn't even hear it. That was so... Yeah,
There it is.
Edit it. It was at the end of the poem. I did hit it. You guys just weren't listening. Let's put our listening ears on, Josh.
Okay, so
Thank you.
I have a bunch of content from somebody on Instagram that sent me all sorts of stuff, and they're all very good, so I'm going to read all of it. But
Great.
they said I can use their name.
Perfect.
Their name is Abigail.
Oops, all Abigail?
Okay.
Oops, all Abigail. All right, so this first one, maybe.
Josh, no pressure, but I can really tell the air's out today.
I had this door open.
I can really tell the air's out today, Josh.
I'm sorry.
If my blood starts boiling by the end, your fault.
Okay.
Josh, no pressure, but I am a professional handy person.
I understand. Do not look around my house, please. It was so embarrassing. Do not
Why
look
did you
at the
buy
three-quarter
this
round.
piece of shit?
Do not look at the three-quarter round in this house. I did such a bad job. job putting it in.
No,
Don't point at it
Don't
then.
look at it. Don't look at it.
Oh, you know, it's not that bad. Josh, trust me when I say I have seen some oopsies.
I believe that.
This is not that bad. Yeah.
All right, this one is from Reddit, r/am I the asshole. For disposing my pads in my boyfriend's bathroom.
Perfect. That's where you do it.
My boyfriend.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Oh, I'm
nailed
sorry.
it.
Where do you
You
where do you
nailed it with
dispose
that
of
one,
your
Josh.
pads?
In the bathroom. That's where you do it.
Oh, okay.
I'll just sort of take some of yours, write my name on it, and then throw it away. Be like, those are mine. I want to feel included.
I mean, you don't have to. Okay. My boyfriend, 23 male, and I, 18 female, have been together for about 3 months now, and this is the first time I've spent the night over at his flat while on my period.
European? Flat?
British.
Age gap.
Yeah.
Since
Yeah, the
yesterday.
age gap.
Missed the age
Oh,
gap.
I
Yeah.
missed the age gap.
23
and 18.
Oh,
Little.
that's not good. That's not good.
And I could be like fresh 18. They've been together for 3 months.
Ooh.
So
like,
anyway.
like he knew her before she did.
Yeah,
I
for
think.
sure.
Yeah.
Since yesterday, I've been changing my pads in his bathroom, and each time I wrap the used pad in a plastic wrapper and put it in the trash can. The trash can has a lid, and there is a plastic garbage bag in there, so the pad was touching nothing but the trash that was already inside, which is exactly the correct way to do it.
From what I've been told, yes. I've never done it.
I genuinely don't think this is a big deal. Not until my boyfriend took out the trash this morning and noticed the plastic wrappers in the bag. He knew that they were packaging for my pads because he's seen them before, and he got quite outraged. He asked whether these were my used pads that were also in the bag. Like, no shit. I told him yes.
What?
I told him yes, and he dropped the bag, calling me disgusting and telling me to take out the trash myself,
Whoa.
which I did, but then asked him, like, where else should I have been putting my pads? And he told me I could have just kept them in my purse until I got home.
What? That is. Wait. What?
I'm staying at his place for 3 nights.
Not anymore. I would be leaving.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to keep my used pads in my bag for 3 days
Throw them
on
in the freezer
end.
until you leave.
Can you even imagine the smell?
Freezer.
Freezer makes no smell.
Makes no smell.
I mean, I do agree with that, but also if he's pissed about pads being in his garbage can where they belong,
He's a dude. He doesn't cook.
Yeah. Mercury, you're gonna want to cover your ear truss. Flush them then.
don't do not flush them.
The whole time I'm like, don't tell anyone to flush it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
He stated that he didn't want my blood all over his trash and that I should find another way to dispose of my pads ASAP. I don't think my attempt of an explanation on why period blood isn't as disgusting as he thinks it is got through to him, and he's quite set on his opinion. I think he's a bit childish because I don't understand how an adult straight man can be so disgusted by period blood. But when I texted my brother, 19 male, about it, he sided with my boyfriend. Throw the whole brother away too.
What?
I've been outnumbered, so I want to see whether other people also believe that what I did was an asshole move. No. Dump this man.
No.
I shouldn't even say man. This is a child, a man-child at this point.
What's grosser than body fluids is someone not respecting someone's like body. You know what I mean? Like, this is essentially what you're saying, that your discomfort of putting like all this in your purse is like okay, but I can't deal with it when it's in a trash bag.
So
wrapped in the trash bag too. It's like, oh, come on.
One of the top comments says he didn't want your blood to touch his garbage. He didn't, all that stuff. Then he says, but he wants your body when he needs it, the body that makes the blood. And what's he going to do if you have a leak in bed? Is there going to be screaming? Is he going to force you to do the laundry? Do you really want to spend years of your life like this, having to hide all signs that you're a living and healthy person because he can't have anything like that around? Like, you need to get rid of this man.
Yeah,
that is true.
It's such a naive, naive sounds too condescending, but like the way the poster was like, I couldn't believe a grown 23-year-old man is grossed out by this. It's like, really?
I mean, I totally can.
That's what I mean. It's like, really? You couldn't believe that? Because there's a lot of dudes who like just hate this because they're just sexist.
This is why the age gap matters, though.
Yes.
Because she's 18 years old, and this is an adult 23-year-old man telling her that like her body is gross. And he's basically saying, these are my rules. And she probably hasn't had a whole lot of built-up experiences with relationships like this.
Right.
And he's essentially grooming her to believe that her body is bad.
It's bad.
Gross.
Hide that. That's not. Like, next thing you know, he's gonna be like, "Is that pee in my toilet? You can't pee in there."
Wait, I thought you were a girl. You're telling me you pee? What the heck? I thought you went to the bathroom just to powder up. Whatever that means. I don't really know what that means.
Cocaine.
I have
powder their nose. It's
cocaine.
They add powder to get rid of some of the oils.
I do have to expose I'm an ignorant man. Just like makeup, the powder makeup?
Powder is makeup.
Yeah, all right.
I'm wearing so much of it right now.
But it looks fantastic.
Thank you. I've had this on for 12 hours now.
That's crazy.
Like 13 hours or something like that. Yeah.
How have you not like rubbed off your winged eyeliner? Because I feel like I always, anytime I'm wearing winged eyeliner, I'm like constantly touching it.
The only way that this specific wing eyeliner is coming off is I scrub into the point where my eye wants to bleed. Like this, like I need specific products to remove this because I have primer on and all that jazz.
Yeah. But when you're going to be, especially in June in the Midwest, it's hot as shit out.
85 degrees in
plus
like humidity.
You got to. I totally get it. So Abigail says, love you guys. You can use my name. Love the comment that I included. Also currently in bed with terrible period pain. I've got endometriosis, and luckily I'm gay, and my girlfriend, soon to be fiance.
Hey, wait, how do you know?
Because that's what they say in parentheses, and then they get the eyes emoji.
What if they say no?
Oh, damn.
I mean,
way to bring it down, Josh.
I'm just saying there's always the chance.
Abigail, update us when you propose.
I'll ask her. Says, girlfriend takes fabulous care of me when I need her to. Anyway, no tall men, but also men. Except my dad, father-in-law, Pissy Chrissy, and Joshua.
Hey, I love that. I think I might have told this on the podcast before, but when I lived in my old apartment, I had neighbors, and it was like two parents and then They had like two, like, I don't know, kids, like 7 and 5 maybe. And they were really bad neighbors. They never picked up their stuff or whatever. And there was one morning where their it was super windy out and their garbage fell over. And then one of their bathroom bags ripped open on my front yard. And I had just gotten home from work. So it was like kids' homework and then like used tampons and pads. And I was like, oh, that's gross. But it's like, I obviously didn't mean to do it.
It's not yours or somebody that you're with.
Right.
So yeah, that is gross.
So I was like, this is gross, but like, you know, it's not like they meant to do it either.
Sure.
It's the wind. And so I was like, I was about to just go inside to get my dog, take him out, and then I was going to pick it up. And the neighbor gets home, parks in their spot, gets out, looks at the garbage, looks at me, and then just walked inside and didn't help me pick it up. And I was like, okay, now I'm upset.
Yeah.
Now I'm upset because I'm not doing like 5th grader homework.
Your property line. Sorry, bud.
I was like, this is your garbage.
Yeah, that would have pissed me off.
Yeah, I was pretty upset. I just put on gloves and picked it up because, you know, it's fine. Wash my hands afterwards.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Okay, the next story that Abigail...
Why don't you just wait until the wind blew it down the next house over, and then you could have made eye contact with them, just like...
It's not mine. The next one Abigail sent me is also from Reddit. I have no idea what subreddit because it doesn't say. I'm assuming it's Am I the Asshole. That's what like all of Reddit is anymore.
You're not using Reddit right. Actually, it is mostly that, or
I know.
best Redditor update, which ends up
There's
just
just
being
Am I the
Am I
Asshole?
the Asshole? Am I the Devil? It just ends up being Am I the Asshole?
I know.
You
But
don't even get on
thank
Reddit
you
anymore.
for
You don't even
telling
get on
me.
Reddit anymore. You just
No,
get
'cause I got-
sweet
I got
listener submissions.
Wonderful listeners who do all my work for me.
You know, but to be honest, I never go on Reddit. I don't think I ever really have.
You don't
gone
need
on
to.
Reddit.
It's
You
such
don't
a
need
bad
to.
place.
The only time that I know I was on Reddit is when someone posted and said, "Hey, Mercury, do you know that there is a group that's trying to say that you're a Joe Biden spy?" And I went on. This is wild.
Who are you
so
spying on?
buckle up. They were trying to say that I wasn't a real handy person. That I was just like a liberal plant to make trans people look good, which is
Okay.
like, thank you.
I guess that's like a weird
Yeah, that
compliment.
seems like a compliment.
Yeah. And there was like 20 people in this group that were all saying this stuff. So I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. You know, that's my crown achievement, you know?
Mercury,
pretty good one.
this is a safe place. You can tell us if you're a government plan.
Actually, legally, you're required to.
Well, you know, I don't want to talk. I work for the Secret Service, but only the toilet patrol.
So I, 25 male, might have destroyed my friendship with my friend, 25 male, over a stupid comment at his wedding. Trigger warning, racism.
Ooh.
I, 25 male, became friends with Noah, 25 male, sophomore year of high school. It's pretty old to still be in high school. We became pretty much... That was a joke. You can laugh.
You got it. This is where you yell crickets.
Crickets. Anyway.
Good one, John.
Erica,
Good one, Erica. Thank you. Thank you.
editor, you'll get that.
We became pretty much inseparable and did everything together. After high school, we both graduated and went to the same college where we became roommates.
This is relationship advice. I found the original story.
Ah, thank you, Joshua.
That's just for the ledgers at the end of the year when you're trying to figure out which subreddits that we read from.
Or are you just doing this because you have relationship advice?
I
in
just
the-
need to make sure the records are set straight.
Yeah, whatever,
We don't want to
Josh.
cheat any numbers here.
Listen, on the back
Keep
half of the
talking shit,
episode, I've got
Josh.
some new subreddit alerts. So, anyways, where did Noah met Cleo, 24 female, at a party our junior year, and they started dating. They got engaged last July and had a huge wedding on Saturday with around 200 guests. The ceremony and venue was beautiful, and I couldn't be happier for them. The reception was great, and I had a lot of fun drinking, talking to friends, and seeing my buddy happy. After a while, it was time to give speeches, and Noah's dad gave a beautiful speech. Everyone got teary-eyed, and I could see how happy Noah was. I was kind of tipsy and thought I should go next. So I went up, and I took the microphone.
I can top that.
No.
For some background info, Cleo is a black woman. This will be important later. Who grew up in a rough part of our town with a single mom. Noah comes from a family with money and has always dated women in the same social class. Cleo is insanely beautiful, and there's no doubt that Noah loves her. In the beginning of their relationship, I used to tease him about dating a gold digger, and when he'd first seen Cleo at that party, Noah kept staring at her, and I think she was one of the Hold on. Let me zoom in. I can't see.
Get your cheaters on.
I know, right? When we'd first seen Cleo at the party, Noah kept staring at her, and I, thinking that she was one of the strippers hired for the party, told him and some other friends that we should get a lap dance from her.
What the fuck?
It was all just jokes, and Noah never seemed to take offense to it.
But he's not the one at the butt end of the joke. Why would he get offended by
So
it?
back to the wedding. My speech started off good, and everyone was smiling and laughing. This is the part where I might have ruined the friendship. Not might have. You definitely, absolutely did.
Yeah.
Where did I lose my spot? Editor, can cut this.
Editor, don't cut this.
Editor, we're not cutting this.
Yes,
Editor,
keep
leave
it
it
in.
in.
Keep it in.
Keep it in.
I'm the special guest. I get to say that.
I made a joke about how we'd thought she was a stripper when we first met her. I also made a stupid comment about how Noah only used to date girls with money.
At your wedding?
But I won't go into detail about that. I got some awkward laughs, but it was mostly quiet.
Cricket.
I tried saving it with another terrible joke and finished my speech with, "This toast is getting out of the hood and into a rich guy's pants." People laughed, and I thought I saved it. Noah
What?
later.
Oh, that's not mission failed this time?
It's in the middle.
That's even more applicable to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is some next level bad stuff.
Yeah.
Noah later pulled me aside saying I embarrassed Cleo and made it seem like he was marrying some cheap hooker. He also called me a racist for my comment about getting out of the hood and saying he only used to date girls with money and class, which he took as me saying white women. I've been friends with Noah for 10 years, and I don't...
Hold on. Noah isn't as good as you think he is.
No.
Noah is all mad because he thinks that you're saying he married a cheap... Fuck you, dude. Hey, there's nothing wrong with sex work.
Right.
So, like,
Correct.
pump your brakes a little bit.
Yeah.
You know? And also, that isn't the main problem.
Yeah. He called me a racist for my comment about getting out of the hood and saying that I already said all of that. I've been friends with Noah for 10 years, and I don't want to throw away our friendship over a stupid comment that I made when I was drunk. Tipsy or drunk? Kind of seem like you're backpedaling a little bit here.
He's got to make it sound worse to cover up his
The amount of like I was drinking, it were jokes. I was I thought I saved it. It's just so
using
much
the language of
backpedaling.
this is where I maybe ended our friendship.
I wanted to
trying to
text
minimize.
him and explain myself, but girlfriend told me to give them some space. Should I go to Noah's place? I feel like it will be better if we talk face to face.
Listen to your girlfriend. Don't talk, actually, probably.
You should not go to his home.
No, that's not going to go well.
Oh my god.
So, obviously, this dude sucks.
What?
I know, it's
Really?
a shocker.
Were we listening to the same story?
So, he deleted his account,
Perfect.
and I'm going to read you the comment that he put under the thread. He says, "Hey, it's me, OP. I deleted the account because I didn't want to be spammed with messages calling me racist and further. I decided to check in on the post and saw that people were taking my words out of context." Were we?
What context?
You put it in context for us. Like, you wrote these words.
Exactly. I want to be clear and say that Noah has blocked me on everything. I tried contacting him before and it goes straight to voicemail, and I can't find his Instagram page. He made it clear he wants nothing to do with me anymore, and I understand that. When I said that Cleo lived in the hood, I didn't mean it in a racist way. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Cleo's
Okay.
mom was a single teen parent, and they didn't live in a great area. If some of you guys had seen it, you would know what I meant.
No.
You guys are just as racist as me, I promise.
I know that what I said was wrong, and I understand that Noah probably doesn't want to talk to me ever again. I can't and won't force him to talk to me or make him accept my apology. I'm embarrassed by my actions and know that I'm wrong. As for Cleo, I sent her a message apologizing. I haven't received anything back, so I'm not sure if she even read it or not. And I saw some talk about it, so I wanted to add that we met Cleo our junior year of college. We were 21, she was 20. There were strippers there that were hired for a guy's birthday.
Not important.
It was some stupid frat party with alcohol and strippers. We're giving lap dances. I'm not going to comment anymore on this account, and I'll probably delete it later. Thanks. So, yeah. You're saying that we're taking your words out of context, and you're saying that, you know, you're trying to, like, explain that living in the hood is not meant in a racist way, like all this stuff, but then you're saying, I know what I did is wrong. Do you? Are you sure?
No.
Because the way that you're trying to defend yourself right now doesn't make it seem like you know you're wrong.
I mean, it's wild to me. It's this girl's wedding.
Yeah.
Like, that's so awful. She doesn't get to have that moment back.
You can't do it. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess you could, but
Like,
it's
even if this wasn't racist and all you said was like stripper jokes, that would still be so inappropriate.
So
Yes,
embarrassing.
absolutely.
And
At my friend's wedding, I was the maid of honor, and I gave a speech. And in my speech, I talked about how the groom's dad is hot. And I said, like, hello, like, hey over there. And everybody laughed, and it was funny. But that's all that anybody remembers from the wedding is me saying that. So it makes a bigger impact than what you think, which,
Yeah.
like, nobody took offense to it.
it was just a killer joke.
It was a great joke.
It was a great joke.
When you're
Kilmer
right,
was
you're
great.
right. All right.
I mean, he is a good-looking guy.
And I said,
But it's one of those things that, like, what you're saying, especially on such a monumentous day.
especially following up the father-in-law's like wonderful
Yeah.
speech.
Yeah.
Just let that ride. Like, you don't
Yeah.
need to center yourself.
Yeah.
I used to DJ weddings way
Did
back.
you?
Yeah.
God.
Me and one of my college roommates, we DJ'd weddings, and I have seen some pretty bad toasts.
Sure.
The people have like been straight up drunk, have like called their friends out for bad stuff. Like people, moms and dads arguing about like who's paying what while stuff is happening. It's pretty wild stuff, right? But if this would have happened, that would have taken the cake.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? This is probably one of the worst stories that you could.
this is like throwing fist stuff. Like, this
Yeah.
is where it's like, if somebody got up and punched, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
That's crazy.
I worked at an event center that mostly did weddings and stuff. I washed dishes in the back. And at one of the biggest weddings that we've ever had there that was like way over max capacity, the toilets backed up. Like the whole place like flooded. And
Somebody was flushing their pads. They didn't want
Somebody.
They didn't want their boyfriend to see it in the garbage.
and we were like directing people to walk like down the block to the Subway like restaurant.
That's a pretty decent hike when you're
Yeah.
drinking at a wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even the bride, like at one point we got it down and like the kitchen was like sewage was coming up into the kitchen drains. It was so bad. And I couldn't wash dishes,
You
obviously.
reported that to your local health department, correct?
That was not my job then. So no, I did not. I was a lowly dishwasher. But at one point, because I couldn't wash dishes, they made me sit outside the bathroom and I can only let one person in at a time. There was literally raw sewage on the floor and the bride came up hammered.
Oh my God.
Hammered. And she's like, I gotta get in there. And I was like, you need to put some shoes on. And she was like, no, I'm not doing that. Like, there's literally shit, like real human shit
No.
on the floor. And you're gonna walk barefoot in there in your multi-$1,000 wedding dress? Like, I mean, I'm not gonna stop you.
Yeah.
But that seems like a really bad idea. It was literally a shit show. It's a rough day. So wedding industry is insane.
Weddings are awful. Like, I'm not a fan.
What are you doing?
I was gonna give you a good one, Joshua.
Oh, you're gonna give me a good one.
Yeah.
Good one, Joshua.
Erica.
Thank you. It was. Anyway, I got one more wedding story for us before we go on a break.
Okay.
Whoa.
Also, still from Abigail.
Oops,
Abigail, you're a goddamn trooper.
She says, I'm so sorry all I sent you is stupid stories about weddings. But here.
I'm not sorry, actually.
She found this one on Facebook. Says,
You guys get some juicy Facebook drama.
I know. I got engaged in 2021. We had an engagement party and all was well. And then my sister, who wants to be the center of attention, announced that she was renewing her vows. I was like, okay, whatever. It's just a small thing for like their 5-year anniversary. Flash forward to 2022. Our wedding will be April 13th, 2024. She said hers will be June 16th, 2023. That's next weekend.
Should we crash it?
Okay, so like that stuff's not a big deal. It's not around the same time, so we're good. The problem I have is that now she is making this vow renewal another wedding because she didn't like the first one.
Yeah, you can do it again.
Yeah.
First of
Hey,
all,
if you got the money, I guess you can do it again.
she paid nothing for her wedding.
Hey, if you don't have to pay for the first one, you can do it again.
My family cooked, bought all the food, the cake. I bought the wedding dress. My dad bought the tables and chairs and the tents. She literally spent nothing.
She must be a smooth talker. How do you talk your entire family into buying everything?
And now she's saying it didn't even count. My dad even married them. She's mostly doing
That's
this
why it doesn't count.
just to please her friends.
It's like a doctor can't perform surgery on their own child. It's kind of one of those deals.
Gotcha. She even had a bachelorette party for this vow renewal, bought a new white dress, and is having her friends stand up in her wedding. She didn't even ask me or my other sister. She also invited one niece and not the other one, making the 10-year-old super sad. Another thing she said was...
What a strange... How bad does a 10-year-old suck to not get the invite? If you're going to invite one 10-year-old already.
Another thing she said was, please come in your birth-assigned clothes.
What the hell?
Okay, you lost me. I was like...
The fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
Well,
She goes,
That's got to be targeting like one person.
Oh,
Probably.
No, that's straight up the trans and non-binary folks. That's
Yeah.
100%.
She goes, what do I do? Do I not make her a bridesmaid? Help. First of all, I would never fucking talk to her again.
You know, I actually wasn't against her until
Yeah.
the whole assigned gender bullshit at birth. I don't know. That kills me because, like, A, it's your wedding. Do whatever the fuck you want. And if you're mad about someone else's wedding, that's a you problem, not them problem.
Yeah.
But that last bit is like, if that person's an asshole, though,
Yeah.
and they're generally like a cruel person to other people, I don't know. They sound cruel.
You said
That's the
Yes.
problem.
You said it was their sister-in-law?
No, it's her sister.
Her
Oh, it's
blood
her
sister?
sister?
Kick her out of your wedding. Get her out
Well,
of there.
that's what she's saying. She's like, do I just not make her a bridesmaid? Okay, so here's the thing. Like, just because you have a sibling doesn't automatically make them, you know, a bridesmaid or a groomsman or whatever in between. I didn't have my sister in our wedding, but I made her still a special part of our day. Like, she played the piano while we walked up and down the aisle. She was in formal pictures. I don't know. She probably did some other shit too. I don't remember. But like, your siblings weren't necessarily a like groomsmen, but they still had roles.
Yeah.
So I don't think that it's like offensive for one sibling to say like, "Oh, you're in my wedding," and the other sibling be like, "Well, you're not in mine."
Sure.
Like, I got too many friends or whatever. Like, that's fine.
I'm just
Flex.
loaded. I got to
Sorry.
the gills with friends.
Yeah.
There's not enough room up there with how many friends I get.
My husband's in a
Sorry.
real Paul Rudd, I love you man situation, and I just can only have 3 bridesmaids. He didn't make the cut.
Yeah.
Way to reference a movie that no one ever saw.
Everybody loves that movie.
Slap in the face.
That
in the
is
face.
literally his references to movies.
Oh, come on. Hey, type in the chat if you've seen Paul Rudd's I Love You Man.
We're not live streaming Joshua.
Type in the chat right now.
Get in the
God.
comments.
Whatever.
Everybody's seen that movie,
Everybody's
right?
seen it, right?
Nothing can make a man mad when you say, I've never seen that movie.
It's a classic. Jason Segel.
That
Segel,
movie that was
I don't know
kind of
his
a
name.
flop in the box office. You've never seen this?
Oh my
guys?
God.
Rashida Jones is so angry at all of you right now.
I mean, I do like Rashida Jones.
There's nothing to hate about this movie.
You did name 3 people that actually. Does Jason Segel or whatever his last name is have bad takes? I feel like he is a guy that might have problematic takes.
Interesting. I don't know.
Is he the silent Chris Pratt?
Okay. No, you are not going to come in here and give blasphemous stuff about Jason Segel.
Okay, I thought you were about to defend
Yeah.
Chris Pratt, and I was like, really?
No, fuck Chris Pratt.
Hot take from Mercury over here.
How dare you? Because here's the thing. He brought back the Muppets.
Oh,
He
you know
Don't
what?
reference
back
things that everybody
the-
has seen.
I haven't seen the Muppets.
Did he really bring them back? He was
I
like
mean, he helped.
he was a leading force in this.
Yeah, he was one of the
take
writers.
I take everything back that I said.
Yeah. No, and here's the thing. He very well could have awful taste.
He never replied to dog shit back in 2014 when he ate a picture of you every single day, Jason. Reply to him. That's a super niche YouTube history. That's super niche, all right? All my dog shit / dog shirt fans out there, get in the comments.
I don't know
let's-
what's happening.
Let's go to an ad break then.
It's hot in here. My brain's melting, guys.
God.
And ad break insert. And And welcome back on this side of the break. Here we are. We got all of our Jason Segel knowledge out. Sorry.
Did you find it? Okay.
Awesome.
We all had time to look up dog shit, right? Dog shirt.
Nobody
YouTube.
did. Wait, dog shit or dog shirt?
It started as dog shit. He got demonetized on YouTube for having the channel named Dog Shit, and he changed it to Dog Shirt.
Okay, and he just ate pictures of Jason
And
Segel.
he did the meme of eating
And
a
then
picture of him every single
What
day.
are we about to do right now?
Tell me about that Circle Jerdge.
That's horrible. So vile. That's right. On this half of the podcast, we open up with a little thing called a Circle Jerdge, where we judge around this circle. So, Christian, what do we have in store today?
Why do you keep doing?
I don't know. I'm talking with my hands.
What are you doing over there?
This week,
All done.
we have a nice little personality test for Mercury.
Gotta fix your hair, bud.
What's going on with my hair?
Did you take your headphones off at some
They
point?
slid off. I'm hot and sweaty, Josh.
Has it been like that the whole time?
I just noticed it.
Oh, so did I.
No.
It's totally fine.
It wasn't like
We
that.
got to redo the whole first half, guys.
Editor will get it in post.
We'll just replay what we said, and then we'll lip sync over it. How's that sound,
Sounds good.
everybody?
Yeah.
Is it good? Is it good? Am
Yes.
Okay.
What do we got?
We got a nice personality test for Mercury here of what garage tool are you?
I'm down.
What do you think you are?
What do I think I am? I am more than likely a garage tool.
Yeah.
Ooh, a hedge clippers.
Oh,
Hedge
very good.
clippers. Explain
Yeah.
your choice.
Because either gender. There's no like specific gender to a hedge clippers. You know what I mean? Like I feel like a screwdriver, we all know where
Yeah.
that one's
Oh, we
going.
all know.
We
You know,
all know.
a vice grips, we all know where that's
all
gonna
know.
go. You know, a hedge clippers. You know, a little sharp, pretty handy to have around. It can be artistic.
Okay.
You know,
Hey.
but at the same time, it has good grip on reality because it has great handles. Yeah.
This was such a great answer. I feel like when somebody asks you that kind of question and you just think of something and you're like this,
Yeah.
and you're like, why? And you're like, I don't fucking know. I can't think. That was just so. It's like you prepared for it.
Well, it's almost like I do this for a fucking living.
all right.
Erica, what would you be? Do you think?
I guess vice grips. I don't know.
Now, if you had to explain why,
We
I
all
think
know
we
why.
all-
We
I-
all know.
know. Josh,
Hedge clippers, same reason.
that's so crazy.
I would be a metal garden rake because it's there, but
Oh.
you're never really quite sure why you need it. Because like a normal rake works good.
I thought you were gonna say hoe because you're hoe.
I'm not a hoe.
Yeah, and one of the worst accents you can get in is
Is
actually with the metal rake.
Stepping on a metal rake.
Yeah. People have broken noses and like really fractured faces. My dad did that when I was a kid. He stepped on a metal rake and boom, right in the face.
You know the worst
Okay.
part is you can't even laugh about it because like that's inherently funny because
It
it's like
is
the
funny,
cartoons.
yeah.
But it's like you're in pain.
But like, from what I'm hearing, maybe deserved.
Universal karma.
Oh no, my dad deserved it.
Yeah.
He deserves a metal rig to the face.
No,
And
he
all the
did.
time.
That's why I'm a metal rake. I beat up dads. I break their noses.
You know what?
Oh.
I'm gonna send you my dad's way.
Christian?
I'm a vice.
Well, hang on.
I'm
Wait,
just, I'm
like a
comforting. I
handheld?
hold it down.
I'm vice grips. You can't be a vice.
I'm a tabletop vice.
Okay.
All right, I'm a
So
bench vice.
You're kind of heavy and immovable.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll hold you nice and tight.
I mean, I like that.
Helps you get a grip on things.
You got about one or two functions, and that's about it.
Yeah.
But he's really good at
But
those
I'm
functions.
really good at it.
And when you need them, you gotta have them around.
And that the handle is kind of fun to play with. Like you do the thing where you drop it and it
That is very true.
down.
It's true. It's
We all love playing with the vice.
Can I get a redo?
No.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
no,
fine.
Josh, let's-
No,
no,
you
Josh,
can
rubber
absolutely.
Rubber mallet.
don't care.
Why a rubber mallet?
Rubber mallet.
They're because I don't know. It's like fun.
How about this?
Sure.
A dead blow rubber mallet.
Okay.
Very
Dead
fun.
blow, because
Very
like
fun.
you got like some like you got some like heavy sand in there. It moves around when you shake it. Yeah, and it's like a really good. It always blunts the object.
Yes.
You don't damage it. Yeah,
And it's safer to use than a normal metal hammer because you're not going to have metal shavings going everywhere.
it saves fingies.
Saves
and you
fingies.
save fingies.
And I save fingies.
It's one of those tools that you don't think you need, and then you get it and you go, this was a life changer. Why have I never owned one?
Dead blows are they're pretty good.
Now, this is the worst part here. It's 25 questions, so we'll try to move
Christian
through it.
Kleckner. Speed run. Go, 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 go.
How would your friends describe you? Responsible, helpful, strong, or reliable?
Oh, I would say helpful.
Helpful, all
That
right.
makes sense.
When you take photos, what do you take the most of? Your loved ones, projects at the house, your pets, or yourself?
Myself.
Yourself.
That's the social media star.
Yeah, I knew it was coming.
Hey, you have to.
You gotta.
If your friend's upset, what do? Try and make them feel better? Try to help them learn from their mistake? Try to fix the problem? Or just nothing?
Try to make them feel better. Okay, my friend in the corner is saying, try to fix the problem. Oh boy, I'm gonna say try to fix the problem.
Fix the problem?
Yeah, try to fix the
That's so on brand. I don't want to correct you, but that's so on brand.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had auto rotate on my screen and it took a long time. This website's not very optimized. Josh, you shut your mouth. It's getting hot. I'm sorry, my blood's boiling. Do you like change? No. But you're prepared? You don't mind it. Yes, you do like change, or you hate change.
I hate change.
Hate change.
Who likes it?
I hate change
Get out
too.
of here, change. Shoot, scram.
I'm a scheduled man. Boy, if I have change in my schedule, I get a little grumpy. If Erica tells me, hey, we're doing this, I'm like, but I already planned in my head for the next 3.5 hours, and how could I possibly change that? Now I'm in a bad mood because we're in Target.
When the temperature changes and gets a little bit warmer,
yeah.
bad mood.
Yeah. Are you good in emergencies? Yes, you're very good in emergencies. Pretty good, not very good, or terrible in emergencies.
I want to lie so bad, but I'm not very good.
Not good.
I'm not.
Really?
I panic.
Sure.
I'm a panic. My spouse Mouse, who we've been married for 5 years now, and anytime I've had to bring him to the ER, I'm like bad. We've had to write me stuff out ahead of time. We'll have an emergency card or something now because I panic.
Wow.
I'm I will forget their birthday. I'll forget everything.
You look
about
like you kidnapped them. You're like, I don't know anything about this person.
A doctor came in one time and asked me what their address was, and we have the same address. And I said, I'm not positive. I'll have to look. I'll have to check. I've been living there for 6 years.
But what if it changed?
What if it changed? Do you often try to figure out how to do things differently at work? No. Yes, all the time. Sometimes. Never.
Yes, all the time.
Changing it up. We love to see that.
We love change. Canonically, we all love change.
I don't know what anybody else said in the last couple minutes, but we love it.
Get it in here.
Best way to solve a problem. Being prepared for the emergency. Figuring out all aspects of the problem. Not giving up. Or being consistent, which sounds a lot like not giving up.
Not giving up. Not giving up.
What job would you be good at? EMT, product developer, construction worker, mediator.
EMT is calling.
Yeah. Yeah.
I handled.
Where do I live?
Yeah.
Where do you live?
I would be disowned by my fans if I said that I wasn't going to be a construction worker. Let's be honest.
Again, I didn't want to tell you what to do for your brand, but that is good optics. Where do you spend most of the time in your house? The kitchen, on your deck, the living room, or your office?
The living room. The living room.
How about you guys? Where do you spend? Living room?
I feel like I spend all day in the kitchen because I'm making snacks for the baby.
Fucking baby.
Office. 23 hours of the day. I'm right here. Not here, I guess. I'm over there.
Not specifically here. About 3 feet to the left. Right. Fuck, my left. Josh is right. What do you do on your off days? Hang around the house? Go on hikes? Work on a project? Take naps?
I would say take naps is pretty good because I don't have too many days off.
Yeah.
Yeah, we basically work almost every day. So when I get a day off, it's hang around the house dash
nothing.
nap time.
That's how Aurora is too.
Yeah.
It's just-
Yeah, that's why I said living room, because I'm at home very often.
Yeah.
So when I'm home, I'm like, let's just sit down and watch like a
nothing.
movie,
Chill with the
We're like,
cats.
we'll watch one episode of Law and Order SVU, and then we'll go to bed.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's a dream night.
I was gonna say you're describing a perfect scenario to me.
It's life without kids, buddy.
Yeah, yeah, those were the days. What's your flirting style?
Okay.
You
Wait,
don't-
this is a tool still?
Yeah, yeah. Tools can flirt, Josh.
Okay.
Look at you. You do it.
Nice.
Ooh,
Thank
that
you.
was Erica. That was good.
Sick burn, right?
Good one, Joshua.
Erica,
That felt condescending.
editor. You don't have a flirting style. It depends on the person. You're aggressive, or you wait for them to come to you. I hate this question.
I
someone in
hate
a
this
committee-
one. I hate this one with a passion. I'm gonna say I wait for them. I don't know. Like, I'm bad at it. I'm really bad at flirting.
That's
So is he.
Oh my god.
That's very hedge trimmer of you.
Yeah,
to
I
say.
will
It's
flirt
so-
with someone, and then everyone is just like, "Oh, yeah, she's so nice. She like gave me like an apple." You know?
It's such a Midwest thing for you to say. Like,
You don't understand the romantic gesture that was, all right?
Yeah, I went out of my way and I hand picked this apple and I wrapped it in a bow and I put it in a tiny little box with tissue paper, and that's all you say, you know. Very gay stuff. Yeah, very gay stuff.
These I forgot about these ones. Your relationship is on the rocks. What would you do? Try and fix it? Try to do things different? Break up? Or just nothing?
Try to fix it
That's what I figured.
constantly.
as you should in a relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really hope my spouse isn't watching it.
Hey, fast forward these last couple seconds. How strong are you? What a shift. How strong are you? Not very strong? Above average? Pretty strong? Or really, really
Like
strong?
vice grip strong.
I have been on estrogen and T blockers for 4 years. I can't open up a peanut jar anymore. So I'm going to say not very strong.
That's fucked up.
It's bad. It's bad. That stuff actually really affects you a lot.
There's some
Strange. I
fucking.
would've
What's the
never guessed.
science going into these fucking lids?
Are peanut jars transphobic is the real question you need to get down to at the end of the day.
It seems like yes.
I will say I use demolition gloves to open up jars.
Get a little bit of grip on
They're
them.
like-
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, they're like super duper grippy gloves, and it really does work.
Am I the only? I feel like in like the mid 2000s, every family had that like rubber thing that you would plop onto a jar to
Yep.
open up. It's like a little rubber circle. Yes, I'm getting
I've
some
never
yeses.
heard of this.
And I feel like a wonderful invention. Like, why doesn't every house have this? Because it's just a little rubber gripper. But now it's like you can't find them.
Yeah. Here's another Christian invention. We'll take a quick tangent here. For years, I wanted to make the bare hand, and I wanted it to be like exactly what we described, where you have like rubber paw. I want it to be a shape of a bear paw, and you use it to open all your
branding.
jars. But it's so hard. I don't know how to design this. I don't know the process.
Then he
to
could
produce
say that
it.
you opened it with your
Your
bare
bare
hands.
hands.
Oh
It's-
no, I
it
walked
was-
right into
It's
it.
Yeah.
beautiful.
I
It's
was
beautiful.
like so confused, and I wasn't getting it.
And I looked for years.
And the joke was so dumb.
yeah.
Yeah.
What? It was really brilliant and
It's
deep
like
and smart.
It's like perfect for QVC.
Yes.
Or like pitching it to Shark
But I
Tank.
don't know. I don't even know the first step to getting that made. So
Yeah.
it went in the wind. And
Somebody
guess
else
what?
take the idea and get
It's
rich off
already
of
out
it.
there because I looked just a few months ago because I was like, somebody's had a thing of it by now, and it has existed now.
Okay. Do not look who invented it. It was me.
I'm gonna be, Josh. Come on, you
I
have
got
to
a
give me.
tight sewed here, buddy.
Oh my God, you are right. This is taking so long.
what
What power
question
would you
are we
want the
on?
most? Time travel, super speed, incredible strength, all knowing.
Ooh, time travel.
Good call. Good
Hands
call.
down. Hands down.
We'll go speed round now. How competitive are you? Not very. Pretty competitive. Very. Not at all.
Very, very
Me
competitive.
too.
Would you do a job you didn't like if it made you a lot of money?
Nope.
Wow.
No.
A lot of money?
I will say I can contest as someone who's been an online content creator and like my entire business revolves. We have 6 employees that work with us and everything now. I have multiple times turned down huge deals because like ethically it just doesn't work out for us, you know.
Oh, you got a backbone?
So I have put that to fucking test that yes, 100% I will turn them down.
Good for you.
Yeah.
How trusting are you?
Oh shit.
Kind of, but prepared for things to go wrong. Very trusting. Not trusting. You don't trust anyone.
I'm very trusting. To my fault.
Can I borrow $5?
Well,
I'll give it back.
I swear I'll give it back. Do you like things to get done quickly or make sure that they're done right?
oh, make sure they're done right.
Make sure they're done right. All right, we're so close. Who were you in high school? The debate team member, the popular kid, the athlete, the shy one?
The debate team member is probably the closest.
Yeah, it seemed like they didn't have...
There was no drama kid.
Yeah.
So someone had to be the kind of the dorky kid. So
What would you do on a night out? Go to a coffee shop, go to a hip club, a sports bar, or a dive bar?
dive bar.
Dive bars are great.
Dive bar.
bars are
There's,
right.
there's nothing better than the perfect feeling dive bar.
Because the honestly, dive bar is gonna have better food.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna have better food.
Oh yeah, there's a bar not too far away from us that sells like a $7 like half-pound burger. It's like you can't get that anywhere else. It's so much food.
It gives you. It's got 12 pieces of bacon on it. It gives you the sweats eating it. How worried are you that things will go wrong? Very worried. Not worried. A little worried. Not worried at all.
I worry constantly.
Very worried.
Yeah,
about that.
very, very worried.
Would you ever want to be a mechanic in real life? No, possibly, probably. Nah, I don't like being dirty.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, sure.
How many more we got, Christian?
I'm
so
really,
many.
I'm really
There's
trying
so
my best.
many.
What kind of fighter?
Wrestler.
Who are you in the group of friends?
Probably say I'm very much the funny one, but I think I'm ultimately the mom.
The funny mom.
What kind of workout would you do?
Jogging.
This was so much longer than I thought. Editor, cut some of this
Yeah,
out.
this is a ridiculously long list.
I swear it was only 25, but it feels like they added more since the last time I loaded
it
it.
feels so long.
It's like a 20 questions where like every time it hasn't quite honed in yet. It's like, well, we got to add 5 more.
Hold on. What's your parenting style?
Worried and trying to help them.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Come on.
Whoa,
But
Jesus.
you already said you're a worrier before. I'm trying to get through this. Dinner.
Ribeye.
This one is, I don't know this. What football position would you be?
I would be a tight end.
Yes.
What gets you further in life? Hard work or luck?
Hard work.
How does the football question?
I don't know. Honestly, that's so weird.
What kind of car do you want?
Ford F-250.
It's very on brand. You're a wrench. We got to the end.
That was a basic fucking answer. You're a wrench. What kind of wrench does it show?
Just a regular crescent wrench, right?
Yeah, you're an adjustable wrench here.
Okay.
You can do everything right when working on your car, and you have everything. You'll have everything looking good, and still have everything go wrong if you don't tighten things correctly. That is why you are most like a wrench.
This is the most disappointing list.
Okay, now Christian, we're all gonna take this quiz now.
Yeah, I tried to take it for you guys before I got here, but it took so long.
And that wasn't a red flag to be like, hey, maybe.
What else were we gonna do, Josh?
What?
Well, I feel like we could have done a solid 10 minutes on me just asking, like, why is it called a ball peen hammer? And that's a very funny name.
I got sent a question earlier that was, what if teeth were flaccid and they got hard when they were hungry?
I hate
Well,
that.
that's the end of the episode, guys.
Whoa.
Disgusting.
Whoa. We could have also been answering handy questions. I got a whole bunch of those.
Fuck. Hey, we're editor. Cut this out. We're starting from the top.
It's almost
Sometimes we do this.
About that Circle Jerdge.
It's almost like I have my own podcast where I answer questions called a Handyman Hotline.
That's a
Editor,
great plug.
Bleep
I know, thank
bleep
you.
it out. Bleep it out.
We don't
We don't talk about other podcasts.
Eric, I will cut a bunch of this down, so go ahead and
Okay.
read as many stories as you need.
Cool. Appreciate that.
That took so long.
I
I was like,
sure did.
it felt.
Hey, Christian,
It
it was
felt not-
wonderful.
It was
It
great.
took us 20 minutes, guys.
Yeah.
If the punchline at the very end wasn't a wrench,
Anything cooler.
Would have been crazy if it was hedge trimmers.
It would have been
it
really
honestly
cool.
though, like they're like because it was garden tools or
Yeah.
Garage tools, right?
garage tools. That is like wild to me that it would be a wrench.
A wrench, yeah.
Yeah,
And not even a specific kind of wrench, just a wrench.
Just
There's so many
wrench.
wrenches.
I think I gave very interesting answers.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Like
We learned a lot about you.
contrasting,
Yeah.
interesting answers, and then they said wrench.
Wrench.
Not even an adjustable needle nose pliers or something. Just a fucking wrench. You know?
A lowly little wrench.
A lowly one I won't even recommend because it strips screws. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. If you don't have the right size wrench, don't do it. you know?
What's the thought on 6 versus 12-point sockets? Well, we'll start the Circle Jerdge over. What's your thoughts on 6 and 12-pointed sockets or whatever they're called? Sided? I don't know.
I think that they all serve a purpose.
They all serve a purpose.
I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that certain tools, 6-sided wrenches and etc., are not useful because they are at certain times. But I would prefer to have more than less.
What's
Perfect.
the best tool ever created, and why is it the Allen wrench?
I actually disagree very strongly.
I am on Mercury's side
I
on this
think
one.
Alan.
The absolute worst kind of fastener.
I think, yeah, I kind of agree. I really do think a torque screw is much more
Preach.
efficient, and you can get Alan. Yeah.
Preach.
Yeah, I would say adjustable pliers.
Oh,
Adjustable
perfect.
groove joint pliers.
Yes.
Because they're great for plumbing. They're great for a bunch of different things. They're one of the best tools out there.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I'm partial to a table saw. Actually, miter saw. I'll take it back.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you can. Oh, okay, miter saw. A
I love
compound miter saw.
Say yes.
Yeah, you gotta say.
I love miter saws. I just
You're
love.
gonna lose all
But
your
table saws are very expensive.
Yeah.
They're like, we were looking at one for the studio, $2,000.
What the fuck?
Yeah, because you can get a contractor table saw for $600-700, but that's still a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you
Yeah.
got to get the one where, like, if you put your finger on it, it stops too.
Yeah, the sausage ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, the hot dog ones.
Because you know me, I protect fingers.
Okay, out of context, this is very weird. But the hot dog ones are ones that when they hit flesh, they stop immediately. There's
Yeah.
two big weights to hit the blade, and you'll save limbs that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it ruins the whole table.
I was gonna say,
It's
does
like
it
once it
fuck
does
it
it
all
once.
up?
Yeah. Once you do
Yeah.
it once, you have to get a new table.
I didn't know if it just fucked up the blade or if it fucked up everything.
Yeah. Well, it's like a steel toe where it's like you use it once and it's like you have to replace that boot because the
Yep.
That's been compromised.
compromised. Yeah.
If you
Same thing
nick
with
it,
car seats.
really?
Oh,
Like
wow.
when you get into an accident?
Like even they tell you not to install even your car seat base because if you even get before like the baby's born or whatever, because if you even get like a tiny fender bender, they render that broken. Anyway, we're moving on.
I used to be a corporate safety officer, so this has been riveting for me.
Yeah, why did I do the personality test? Because I also I repair medical equipment, so I'm also love
We could
talking
have
tools.
just shot the shit.
We could have talked tools.
Hey.
Could have talked shop.
Tell me about that Circle Jerdge.
We're talking tools.
Erica, I would love to hear this listener submitted sound.
we got a listener submitted sound. This one's from a fan favorite, Anthony.
The services are over. Like, wait till everybody drives off and then do a little jig, pop a little squat.
Piss on the grave. Piss on the grave.
Good riddance.
I've been with him 10 years now. but
Funky
he's known me for
baseline.
20 plus.
Ain't shit. Do a little jig, pop a little squat.
Erica, we're
Piss on the grave.
going wild this
Piss on the grave.
Margarita is Spanish for 4 drinks. Don't fact check me on that.
That was from Anthony Serrato, and it was titled Pisco Disco.
Thank you, Anthony. Off submitter, Anthony.
Oh, I'm sorry, Pisco Disco on their grave.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right, now I have to go back to my listener story here.
If you want to send a listener submitted sound, go ahead and do that at judgiespot@gmail.com. Put listener submitted sound in the title. Subject line.
This one says, Dearest Judgies, hello.
Hello.
I want to start off by saying you're my favorite podcast, especially in all caps, Rick.
What?
What?
I hope, I should preface this by saying this is from August 1st, 2022. It says, I hope your pregnancy is going smoothly and safely. I had already had the baby by that point, but thank you.
Some fan.
Christian and Josh, great job supporting the talent.
We support the talent here.
Yo, literally, they have winky face with thumbs up. So that was
weird.
like right on the money. Anyway, I wanted to share my most traumatic poop story as I think it'll make you laugh.
Where do we sit on poop story details? Like, you like poop stories, the anti-poop stories?
I love poop stories.
Okay,
Right.
good.
I mean, most
Right.
of my job are as poop stories.
I was
Okay,
gonna
good.
say, as a handy woman, that seems like probably, I don't know,
Yeah.
66% of the
I mean,
problems?
as you said before, it's on brand.
Yes.
It's on brand.
Yeah.
Please don't use my real name as I'm still embarrassed by this story, and I tell people to listen to your podcast all the time. I've already changed the names for other participants. Mercury, you want to give us a name? I believe they are female.
Okay, Betty.
Betty?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Betty says, one fine spring weekend, I decided to purchase tickets to an event called Beer Fest in celebration of my friend Michelle's birthday.
Hell yeah.
Michelle's sister, who I'm also friends with, Stephanie, came with us. The event was held at the state fairgrounds in a city that I had just moved to about 2 years prior. That's not just moved. Like
2 years is not just moving.
Yeah, 2 years is,
yeah, you're established.
You're a citizen at that point.
The premise of the event was that you get a small 3-ounce commemorative glass that you also use as your tasting glass. You pay $10 for a punch card with 10 drink spaces on it that each station punches when they give you a drink in your 3-ounce glass. There were probably close to 60 breweries in attendance with between 3 to 8 beers per brewery of all varieties. The day of the event happens, we Uber to the fairgrounds, we get our tiny 3-ounce pour glass and our punch cards. We're having a grand old time, specifically since after the first hour or so, they stopped using punch cards and we pretty much had open bar for a 3-hour-long event.
Especially as we know, people who've done power hours on the podcast, like, I mean, that's a double shot, right? 3 ounces?
Yeah.
Those go down fast, and then before you know it, you've ingested so much liquid, and you're so drunk so fast.
Yeah. We were having a bunch of fun playing beer pong, seeing who collects the most swag, specifically beer koozies. I even managed to snag a bandana from my favorite brewery. As you can imagine, the event got quickly out of hand, seeing as no one was keeping track of how much anyone had to drink.
Sure.
Before I ditched my punch cards, I had filled up about 17 spaces, which is roughly 6 beers, and I had definitely had more drinks within the first hour. Some breweries were giving away full cans, and we only guzzled down more beer like it. We only guzzled down more beer like it was our last time ever drinking this stuff. Finally, completely wasted, the event ends, and they are shuffling people out of the event space. Stephanie says she has to take a shit, so she runs to the bathroom before they
Typical
close.
Stephanie.
Classic Stephanie.
Michelle and I stood outside waiting for her, but security wouldn't let us wait for her inside the venue. We ended up leaving a different way than where we came in, and we got completely lost. We tried calling Stephanie, but she wasn't answering. Then our phones promptly died.
What a nightmare.
The drunkest of the drunk, Michelle, and I are stumbling around the fairgrounds trying to find someone whose phone we can borrow. Seemingly hours later, someone stops, and I call my mom, who I was living with at the time, and tell her that we're lost. She asks if she needs to come get us, and my pride got in the way, and I said no. For some idiotic reason, I really thought I could get us out of there. We also did not
really
call
good
Stephanie.
at driving drunk. Don't drive drunk. I'm so good at it. Don't worry, Mom.
I will fight you. Michelle, we also did not call Stephanie because Michelle was too drunk to remember her number. As soon as I hung
Classic
up the phone,
Michelle.
I feel a rumble and then a grumble. Bent over, I go keel over by the grass. As I was waddling over, I felt the wet, hot liquid sneak out of my ass.
No. Okay. You described that too good. Too good.
I thought it was just going to be a bad fart, but boy, was I wrong. The car drove away, and we were again alone. I pulled my pants and underwear down, laid on my side, and started projectile shitting diarrhea on the grass patch I was on. Have I mentioned that I was simultaneously vomiting? Yeah, that was also happening. And I'm a violent puker.
Both ways.
It is never quiet and always awful. I felt as if my body was betraying me. This went on for what felt like forever, with only small respites where I would try and clean myself up with a koozie or my prized bandana.
Not my swag! Not my swag!
I also lost a nice shawl to the rampant diarrhea as well.
Oh no, honey.
Not a shawl.
Michelle was so shocked and drunk and didn't know what to do. Definitely scarred her for life.
Oh, Betty.
But I kept yelling at her to get help. I was afraid that I had alcohol poisoning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luckily, there was a poor man with a phone who called an ambulance for me. Scared him for life, too. And when the ambulance came, 2 people got out and stood right next to me, not touching me or asking me anything for like 5 minutes. I, being completely done for the night, asked them, well, are you going to help me or are you just going to fucking stand there? And they gave me sass right back and said, well, if you're going to have that attitude, we can leave. And I'm like, no. But like, do you have any water or a blanket? Maybe some toilet paper? They didn't have any of that.
Past toilet paper. They had a blanket.
For sure.
This is an ambulance, right?
Yes.
They got a blanket in there.
Long story longer, my mom ended up getting called, found us and the ambulance in the maze of the fairgrounds, and Stephanie ended up calling another of our friends and hitched a ride with her to a bar after we seemingly ditched her.
Stephanie
went to drink more.
I spent the rest of the night shaking, shitting, and puking on the toilet, regretting having ever touched beer. They all came to my house that night, and my friends put me to bed. Except Michelle. She couldn't look me in the face for a while after that. I definitely think I ruined her birthday. Love you guys. Hope this made you laugh.
I forgot it was Michelle's birthday.
What a fucking story.
Oh, I feel for her though.
That sounds horrible.
I mean, that would be so scary to
It
be
would.
throwing up and shitting
Yes.
like that.
Like
to be
thinking you
doing
have
it in
alcohol
public
poisoning.
is terrible too. Like,
Yes.
that's
I mean-
one thing. If you're sick in your bathroom and you're shitting and throwing up, it's like, this is miserable. To be on like the side of a sidewalk, and just like on your side shitting and throwing up.
That's what I'm saying is she had to lay down on her side, like she couldn't even squat.
You're
Very-
right. That's like really scary.
That sounds so awful.
Because like it's embarrassing, yes, but like I don't know. I would not be worrying about my friends' reaction.
No.
I'd be worried if I'm gonna make it through that night.
Literally.
Yeah.
This reminds me, I've told the story on the podcast before, but I don't know if you've heard this story yet. But the first time I ever got high, I went over. It was in college. My friend lived a couple blocks away from me. Super bad influence, but he's like, come over, we're going to smoke. I was like, okay, like I've never done that before, but like whatever. And I had just eaten lunch. Lots of chicken nuggets and tater tots, okay? Staple in my college house, right on that pizza pizzazz. Perfection. Anyway, so I'm sitting there and they're passing around a bong. And he made me do like 9 bong rips in a row. For my first time.
That's nuts.
That's 9 too many.
That is not a good friend. That's not a good person.
Because he's kept after each one, he was like, do you feel it? And I'm like, oh. No. Well, first of all, I've never been high before, so I don't know what I'm supposed to be feeling.
So
that's a bad tour guide. That's
Right?
like a bad tour guide.
He's also the first person that got me drunk too, but that's another story.
It's one of these people where he is a bad influence, but he's also like
He's
He's
really
the best.
cool.
We
He's
love him.
so fun.
He's the best.
He's a doctor now.
Yeah, he's a doctor.
He's a gynecologist. Yeah.
Anyway, so I do like all these bong rips, whatever, and then like 20 minutes later, he's like, "You feeling it?" I'm like, "I'm gonna die." I went into his bathroom and I puked for so long, and I crawled my way out, and I was like, "I gotta like go to bed. Like, I'm not feeling it." So I lay in his bed and I can hear and then I'm thinking to myself the whole time, like, nobody dies from smoking weed. Like, that's not a thing. You can't overdose on it. I'm fine. I just need to like sleep this off. Right. Yeah. Then
And you were the first person to die from overdosing on weed.
him and his friends were in the living room, like right off the bedroom saying like, oh my God, what if she dies? And I can hear that. And I'm like, oh my God, they smoke weed all the time. They think I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I'm really going to die. And like, it was a bad time.
I love the
It was a bad
specific quote
time.
of, if she dies in our house, our insurance is going to go up so high.
Yeah, they literally said that, and they're like, we're going to have to move her body. I hear that, and I'm like, oh my God, they're going to throw my body in the ditch. My mom's going to know I smoked weed. It was bad. I was having a bad time.
the first time I got high, I went over to a friend's house like the day after a party, and he's like, "Hey, do you want any brownies?" And I said, "Yeah, sure. I love brownies."
Who doesn't?
Yes, I had 4, and they were dry and stale. And my friend came back into the room, and he's like, "Whoa, wait, dude, they were special brownies." And I was like, "Yeah, I thought you like special ingredients." And he's like,
What?
Kinda. And I had rehearsal for the cabaret that I was in that night. So like I went to rehearsal, and I swear to God, I laughed the entire time. We were trying to do like a bunch of different like choreography. And at one point my director looked at me and said, just go home. Just go home. And then the next week he came to rehearsal and made us all sign contracts about how we would not come to work underneath the substance of anything. Yeah. I looked like an asshole.
That, one person has to ruin it for all of us.
Yeah. I'm that person.
That one. So that was our
Blame your
listener
friend.
submitted sound story. What did I say?
Story.
What did you say?
Sound story.
Right. And now I got to go back to
One last quick one. Come on. Abby doesn't have that many good stories.
No, but okay.
She has quite a few good ones, though.
Yeah. You leave Abby alone.
Abby is
out
going to
of
be
this.
not engaged with bad stories.
Oh.
Did we notice that all the names in that last story was from Full House?
Michelle
and
Stephanie.
and Betty.
Betty.
Was this an episode of Full House that got cut?
Yeah, this is one of the lost episodes. This is when the Olsen twins are a little older.
This person does not say if I can say their name.
Come on.
Give me another feminine presenting name.
I would say Karen. Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, it's fitting.
Yeah.
Is this person a bad person?
They just sent me the story, so no.
So yes.
Yeah.
Okay. This is from r/Tales from your server.
Whoa. Tales from the server.
I got fired for changing in the women's bathroom before my shift. It's the title. Are we doing? We're doing titles. I have this on another sub. A few people mentioned blah, blah, blah. I am so upset. I am shaking. I have custody of my niece and our water got shut off. I have a full-time job, but recently picked up a second job as a server because I need cash to get it back on. I am living off of the tips that I get. I have to walk to work to save money, and it was almost 100 degrees, so I was sticky and sweaty. I went into the public bathroom. There is no employee bathroom. I was freshening up with my wipes, trying to be as quick as possible, and I heard, hi. A kid had crawled under the stall.
Oh.
There was always obnoxious music blaring, so I didn't even hear him come in. He looked like he was old enough to know better, like 10 or 11.
Yeah.
I had my back to the door because I have this fear that someone will look through the cracks. That's
a very weirdly American thing that we all just put up with. It's just way too big of cracks
It's
in
weird.
bathrooms.
It's genuinely weird. Like,
Yeah.
I've never understood it. Like, from like a maintenance point of view.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
those doors break a lot. You would be better off having like an individual room. I will never understand that.
Yep. I immediately start yelling at him to get out, and the little shit was laughing like he knew it was wrong. I thought maybe his mom was washing her hands or in another stall, but nope. This kid was in the women's room alone. I have been, trigger warning, essayed in a bar bathroom before, and my fight or flight kicked in. I chased him out of the bathroom and started asking, whose kid is this? Very loudly.
Okay.
He was still laughing, thinking it was funny. His mom runs up and yanks him toward her, screaming, "Why are you talking to my kid?" I told her he had just crawled under my stall while I was changing. He says, "Yeah, I almost saw her naked." The mom starts screaming at me, asking, "Why were you naked in a public bathroom?" Wow. And that I was a predator for being in the men's room.
Wait, what?
I think the mom is assuming that she
Oh,
was in the
yeah.
men's room.
Got it.
Oh.
At this point, my manager came over to tell everyone to stop yelling and making a scene. I admit I was a bit worked up, but an unaccompanied child should be cause for concern, right?
Yeah, understandably worked up in this scenario.
Yeah. I told her I was in the women's bathroom, and she looked at her son and asked if he went into the women's or the men's, and he started crying, saying that he was confused and didn't know.
Kids can't lie.
Kids can't lie.
Mm-hmm. The bathrooms are very clearly marked. I told her if that was true, which it wasn't, that he needs a chaperone to the bathroom if he can't read. She threw a huge fit, and I got fired because I was still in my probationary period. which means they can fire you for anything.
Any reason. It's an at-will hire state.
My boss said I couldn't be freshening up at work or getting naked at work, which I wasn't fucking naked. I was sweaty and gross.
Bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a private stall.
Yeah.
Like, her privacy was violated.
You wouldn't even know about that if someone didn't violate your
Yep.
privacy.
Exactly.
Yep.
God forbid someone wears like a romper or something where you have to take it fully off.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, even when if you take off your pants to take a shit,
Yeah.
Yep.
it doesn't that
You're
classify
naked.
as naked?
At a minimum, you're Pooh Bearing it.
Exactly.
Donald Duckin. is
Donald
what I've
Duckin,
heard.
right.
Donald Duckin. My boss said I couldn't be freshening up at work, which I wasn't fucking naked. I was sweating gross and then about to start a double shift. We don't have employee bathrooms or changing rooms, but are required to change into a uniform. Today, on June 5th, I went back to speak to the manager who was above my boss. Serving jobs in my area are scarce, and I really need a job where I get daily tips. He and I spoke, and he said he couldn't risk a child or guest being involuntarily exposed to an employee who is naked / partially clothed in his restaurant. I was literally in a bathroom stall. In the post on the other sub, the majority of the people were saying I got fired because I made a scene and was yelling, but that wasn't why. It was because a guest crawled under the stall and saw me changing / freshening up, and I am fuming.
That's wild.
Isn't that crazy?
That one's wild.
Like,
There's a
first
lot
of
to
all,
that one too.
servers don't get paid enough to put up with that bullshit to begin
Yeah.
with.
100%. If they were getting paid a livable, equitable wage, she might not have to have 2 jobs to get by.
Correct. The whole thing was just...
I mean, it's just like typical too, where it's like I guess you're not causing it, but there was a thing at work, and it's just fire the employee.
Yeah.
Just get it
Yeah.
out of our hair. That's
Yeah.
the easiest way for the company to deal with it. It's just not take the customer's side. Like, fuck you, I hate you, get out of here. You can never work here again.
Yeah, I don't get employers like that.
It's so
like,
stupid.
Yeah.
that customer's always right bullshit.
Yeah.
Anyone that has ever worked in customer service ever knows that is the worst shit you could ever say to that employee. Like,
They're usually
get
wrong.
out.
They're usually wrong.
90% of the time
Yeah.
they're fucking wrong.
Customers are usually wrong.
I saw this TikTok, and I sent it to Christian, but it was a new product that was trying to get pushed where waiters would wear body cams.
Oh my god.
And it was so that when the people were ordering, and the example they used was someone was like, "Can I get a burger and a steak?" And then they went and gave him the burger and the steak, and then they ate the burger and the steak, and then she's like, "I ordered 2 burgers. Why are you charging me for a steak?" And they're like, "Now we can look at this body cam and prove the customer wrong." It's like, man, I don't want to live in that reality.
Not at all.
In what world do we need more body cams? Like, what have they ever done anything actually good?
No.
It's crazy. It's like,
And the employer is just going to take advantage of it. And like, hey, we saw you talking shit when you're in the kitchen. It's like,
Yeah.
you're going to get in trouble for that shit.
Yeah.
They will
Yeah. No, that's not
use
right.
it so grossly.
why don't we just trust our employees that
Yeah.
they can do a job that they are assigned to do? That
That's what
seems
they
cool.
were hired for.
How about we pay employees to,
Yeah,
be able to live their life so they don't have to.
in dignity and have to
to.
scrape together cash at the side of like an emergency. God, if only.
Hey, we all hate capitalism here.
Yeah. But also, it's just such a weird situation.
Yes.
Like, that's just so wild on so many levels.
Yes.
Yes.
There's also an element of like, as a trans woman, I just like fucking hate this whole notion of like, oh, we're gonna go in this bathroom to be a predator.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, no one's watching their child. You know what I mean? Like, it's just weird to me.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Wild.
Well, it's kind of like you were saying, where it's like, it wouldn't have just been easier if it was single-use bathrooms and like you had like a much more secure way to do everything, and like no confusion, everything just works fine.
Yeah.
The shitstorm that was created when Illinois passed the law that any like public facility that has a bathroom, a single stall bathroom, meaning that there's a sink and a toilet in that room with a closable door, cannot be gendered. It is any gender bathroom.
Yeah.
The shitstorm that created in our area when I was working at the health department, I was the health inspector at the time. Every single restaurant owner complained about it. I'm like, what does it matter?
Yeah.
What does it matter?
I've never understood, especially those kind of bathrooms.
Exactly.
Because, like, why does it have to be gendered to begin with? Wouldn't it be better for you and all the customers if they could just like use those?
There was
restrooms?
more open restrooms to be used.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like recently at the Kansas City airport, there was that genderless bathroom where both men, women, non-binary people, trans people could all use the same bathroom. And there were so many people who were taking videos of people in the bathroom, asking people, like, isn't this weird? Isn't this weird?
You're
like, oh
the
my
weirdo.
God, you're holding a camera while people are shitting in this bathroom.
You're the problem here, not.
That is way weirder than there being men and women shitting next to each other.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, we already share toilets at home
Yes.
all the time. We share
Yeah.
toilets at Subway half the time because
Yes.
they usually have one bathroom.
Yeah.
You know, it's just weird.
We share garbage cans and like, yeah, pads that get in there, and I get mad about it.
Good callback.
Got to bring it back.
Yeah,
And
right
that's
back.
been the last question of the Judgies podcast.
Mercury, please let all of our fans know where they can find you online, what you're getting up to, and what you're doing.
You can follow me on the good old-fashioned TikTok by going to Mercury Stardust. You can follow me on Instagram by following Mercury Stardust Tops, which is not aged well. You can... and you can listen to my podcast, The Handyman Hotline, where I answer DIY questions the people leave voicemails for every single week. It's a fun time, and I'm just as profane on that show.
And
So-
that one
love
one
that.
will get bleeped because we do not promote other podcasts.
Yep.
And please
Sorry, but
pre-order your book as well. We're
Yeah.
trying to
Oh,
get
yeah.
trying to get a lot of pre-orders on that.
Yeah,
book.
Safe and Sound, a renter's friendly guide to home repair, the #1 home repair book in the country.
Look at that. And
That's so
Erica,
incredible.
where can they find us?
You can Google it.
That's right, at Judgies Pod.
We're at judgiespod@gmail.com if you want to send in a listener submitted sound or a story. You can send us stories on I lied, bleep this. Editor,
I'm not the
please!
editor.
You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Patreon, Twitch, Twitter, some other shit probably, and that's at Judgiespod, JUDGIES pod.
Do we need to change it to Judgies Top? Is that a change we need to go?
I think that works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Judgy's top.
all
That
right.
works, yeah. Get us out of here, baby.
Don't you dare gesture at me,
I'm
Josh.
gesturing.
I'm gonna
There it is.
gesture away. Hey, Judges love you. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, kiss.
Huh? I thought it was a 4 count. It's a 4 count. You said 1, 2, 3, not 4.
It was implied.
I think Christian is the asshole.
Yes.
It took us 158
Hugs and-
episodes to get to this point.